Hello, my name is T-Break. Today we're playing Path of Exile 2, and in this video I want to show you my League starter. Let's go ahead and decline this party invite. So, doing something a little bit different. We're going Witch Hunter. Alright, everyone's crying over Deadeye. Don't care, we're playing Witch Hunter. Alright. So, Culling Strike, very good. Kills enemies if they're low. Decimating Strike, does damage when they're full life. This is all pretty standard stuff. Then this concentration, it's a lot of words, but basically you're going to do 40% more damage to enemies. Very, very good. You combine the two of these, all right? It's almost like something like a 200 to 300% more damage multi while clearing like trash mobs. And then for rares and stuff like that, you just get like 40% at the very least. And this decimating strike does a good chunk, especially on unique bosses. If you get a little bit lucky, you hit a big roll on that. And Calling Strike does a little bit, right? Execute the 5%. Pretty good, pretty good. Lots of damage. Oh boy, we're gonna have to be quick for this video. Lots of damage, very effective, very free damage. It's fantastic for League Starter because it's not dependent on any gear, right? Now, like technically, Deadeye, you can scale the shit out of it if you have all this currency, but on day one, man, you're not going to have that. And on day one, your objective should be to clear the campaign and get your Alice points as fast as possible. And that's exactly what this build's going to do. All right. So here's the tree, right? Nothing too special. Nothing too special. Now let's talk about the skills. What skills are we rocking? Normally, when you go Witch Hunter, people like to run Galvanic Shards and what is it called? Shock Burst rounds, right? So that seems to be the general combo, but I've decided to go Lightning Spear instead of Galvanic Shards. So we are actually, it's a spear and crossbow build. Very weird like that, but it actually works surprisingly well, right? So for the spear, Spire of Fire, very common. It's a very common unique. It drops at around, I think, like level 65, 67-ish is like the lowest you can get it. So it's going to be like once you get into maps, you can start finding these and you can just chance them, right? Or just buy it for like one exalt. It's going to be a very cheap unique. And then we're using Dark Defiler. Also, like this drops at like level, I don't know, like level 5 or something. This is like, this is going to be like a 1 Exalt unique as well. Very, very cheap, very effective way to scale damage. And so what we're doing is we have all this chaos damage on our spear. And we're scaling all this extra chaos damage, right? We get 40% pretty much damage as extra chaos just for free. And this you can get a corruption on it to get like 6% damage bonus per undead minion, right? Very good. You can get like spirit on your amulet, spirit on your body armor, to get even more minions. Lots of extra damage, right? For free for like a 1C unique or like 1 exalt unique. Fantastic. It's very common, very good. Rest of the gear, nothing special. I mean, I just slapped some gear that I had laying around. But this is just like really like magic find gear, right? But it's like you just get life, ES, some resistances, and you should be good to go, right? Whatever stats you're missing. One for like the +3 on the amulet. But yeah, you could put like spirit on there, get more life, percent max life, all very good. The chaos damage leech on this spear is very, very nice as well. It's a very healthy build, nice defenses. But you can see like nothing too crazy. You're gonna be able to use literally whatever you find. Now let's go over the skill gems real quick, right? Fork, deliberation, long shot, volt, conduction. We use conduction so we can have a better chance to shock. A lot of the nodes, and this is like, again, the skill tree is going to be changed. We're going to have all these new passive, support gems as well with actual release of the update. So I want to just demonstrate the concept of this build, and then we'll figure out like a proper one, maybe like a day before or like the morning of patch 0.3.0, right? So the concept here is when you're going to use your weapon set points very effectively. And so when you're in spear mode, right? When you're in spear mode, you're going to take all these movement speed mode nodes, right? You're going to be taking just projectile damage, whatever stats you need, and just damage. You're just taking percent damage, right? We're not doing crit, not messing with crit. You want to take damage and you want to take shock. All right, that's really like the real difference here, right? Take all these spear nodes, and then when we're for bossing, single target and whatnot, we're using plasma or shock burst rounds. What we're doing is we're taking, I mean, right now, like I have to take all these attribute nodes just because I don't have enough attributes, right? But that's going to be mitigated. Generally speaking, though, yeah, just damage, just extra damage, right? Skill, get like the lightning lucky. We get a little bit of pen here and there, right? A little bit of pen here and there. But yeah, that's like the main concept, right? Where we're just taking chance to shock all over the tree. taking a little bit like here as well, right? And that's pretty much it, you know. So let's hop in a map. Where's a good map? Give me a good map. What's this? Savannah. That's not a good map. I don't want to mess with that guy. Not right now. Yeah, we'll do this guy. This guy's good. All right, and you're gonna see like the clear is just simply so much better than galvanic shards could ever even hope to be, right? So not the best gear. Kind of just slap this guy around, you know, slap this guy together, right? We get a bunch of minions. They distract the goons as well, and so that's kind of like a interesting defensive layer, you know, where while monsters just won't always be targeting you. Very good. So as you can see, we're kind of just flying through this map. Like galvanic shards could never. It doesn't even come remotely close. Right? And so this, I think, is going to be an excellent, really died there, an excellent league starter. Just because it's not dependent on really anything other than 2 relatively common uniques. You can have no problem getting them. The rest of the item, you know, just put on whatever you can get. Let's see if we can shock a unique or shock a rare monster, so I can show some of the shock burst rounds. Okay, they're getting one shot as is with just the lightning spear. We'll see if I can find a goon that's a bit more tanky. Very good. Alright, a bit more tanky. Chop him down. No problem. 4 minutes, dear lord. What a time. Yeah, the clock's ticking now. But yeah, very effective and very underplayed ascendancy. What's interesting about it, so normally you need to hit like an enemy multiple times if you want it. Like you can never proc decimating strike and culling strike off the same attack. However, because lightning strike has like it chains and it forks and it does and it splits, right? It will hit them multiple times, and so that means that we're able to proc both of them in one go, and it's like a massive damage multi. And the reason I went for this is because also Tangle Tongue is going to be like nerfed. Like you're getting like half the damage output, really. Not to mention like if the map has like monsters take reduced crit damage, right? It's not going to be as good, right? Not going to be as effective. However, with this, because you're doing chaos damage, you don't care about that, right? We don't scale crit at all. And we also get to like bypass energy shield on goons to like a great extent, which is fantastic. I don't know what's over there. It's just not dying. But wait for that to expire. So yeah, now for leveling. Again, the concept is just get projectile damage and use fragmentation rounds, right? You want to use that. Seems to be very... Whoa! Unlucky. Got one shot by some random projectile. Bunch of chaos damage. I don't have much chaos res. Alright. Unlucky, but it happens. Right. But Rumbles are starting in 2 minutes, so that's going to be the video. Just want to get this concept out. Mess around with it, right? We'll see what happens when the new patch notes actually come out for all the skill and tree changes and supports and whatnot, and we'll be able to see, you know, a more fleshed out version of this build. But I think this might be a top contender for at least, you know, the first couple days. Just get the ball rolling. Can do end game content, can do bosses very effectively as well. And yeah, looks to be pretty good, you know, kind of went under the radar. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.